He's got one of the smoothest behind-the-back dribbles that I've ever seen. Lazar Stefanovic joining us on the Bruin Insider Show for Nick Cope. I'm Brian Fenley. This is really exciting because, Lazar, we talk a lot about basketball, but we're also going to learn about your personality, and looking forward to having you on.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy to be here to help you guys with everything.
The ability for you, and I saw these highlights where you're on the court and you're breaking other people's ankles with that behind-the-back dribble that you have that is so patented. What goes into being such a good ball handler?
I mean, it's just repetition. You got to work a lot with it, and the more you work, the better you get. And it's, working with a lot of coaches, and every coach has something new that you can learn from them. So it's picking up those details and getting better.
What was it like growing up in Serbia and learning to play basketball there?
It was nice. It's Serbia is a basketball nation, basketball country, and we're actually pretty good. And this past World Cup, we lost in the finals, but usually we have a lot of success there. So there's a lot of good coaches. There's a good tradition. They work really well. So it was they really teach you how to play basketball. They teach you all the details. So it was good for me that I could start with a young age with such a good coaches that know what they're talking about, and they know what you need to learn to be able to play professionally.
From what the coaches in Serbia place the most importance on to what, say, Mick Cronin really focuses on, the adjustments that you've had to make from the international game, what are those? What does that look like for you?
Well, at the most basic point of view, it's basketball is still basketball, but you still got to make a right play. The reads are the same, but it's just it was the adapting to the college basketball, the college system, where it's three-point line is a little closer and just a little bit, but the defense is a lot more in the paint. They're shrinking a lot more. You don't get as many easy points, no layups and stuff like that. So people jump in front of you and take charges all the time. And it's like that was one of the biggest adjustments once I came here. Is like, oh, everybody's taking charges. It's like we don't really do that in Europe. So it's that was kind of like understanding how the refs call the game. They do it a little differently, like what they call, what they don't call for fouls. So it's in Europe you do a lot of hand checks, and over here like you can't do many of those. They're getting called for fouls. So it's just adjusting to the rules a little bit, and the type of the college type of a game that's slightly different from Europe.
So playing at Utah, I'm curious, what were your impressions of UCLA playing against them the last couple years?
So I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be like, oh, I was super excited for it or something, because I didn't know much. It was just I'll always remember this. We were flying to UCLA, and all my teammates are like, oh my God, we're playing in Pauley Pavilion. It's like, only thing they hang is championship banners. Like there's like history, there's this and that. And it's like I had no idea, honestly. I was like,
what's Pauley Pavilion?
Yeah, we're just gonna go in there play a game. I mean, basketball game. Like what's the big deal? But once I got in, I looked up, I saw the banners in the gym, and so like, oh, it's pretty cool place. Yeah, I didn't know much about it before, but I'll always remember my teammates being like super hyped and super excited to come here, play against UCLA.
Now that you've immersed yourself within this UCLA basketball program, how much time have you spent being a historian of what this program, as you mentioned, has done over the years, and really thrusting yourself into the history and the pageantry that this program has had for so many years?
Yeah, it's very interesting what you can learn from that stuff, and it's I usually like history, so I like to learn what happened in the past, and this school is great for it because it has such a great history. So I do look into it. I do ask people. They even tell me sometimes, but just start talking about that stuff, and it's I don't think you can ever learn enough about it, how much there is about it. So it's I'm always open to learn new things about it.
What drew you to come here and to play for Mick Cronin and this coaching staff?
We were just mentioning those banners.
Yeah, that's a big reason.
But yeah, it's one of the biggest reasons, just winning and playing the highest level at the highest stage, with the high exposure, and with a winning program. And I like what this program stands for, and I stand for the same things as the program. So I think we fit well with each other.